sexy is a feeling. It's kind of an energy force that makes you feel alive and vibrant and sassy and spirited. So for me, it really has nothing to do with how I look. It's all about how I feel.
All right. And is it something that you can teach people, do you think?
I think I can. I think I can give people an opportunity to tap into that sexual energy that it's like a force of nature, and through some classes and a lot of times it's just about being an inspiration, I hope, for other women to know that they too can be sexy, that it doesn't have that expiration date that we've been taught to believe it does.
Right. Now, why do you think sexy is so important in our lives?
Well, I come from a yoga background, and so I have studied many years the energy force of the body and the chakras. And sexual energy comes from the second chakra, and that is our creative, driving force. And when we shut down sexy, we try to squelch it. We shut down all those creative forces that the body, mind, spirit have, and we start to feel depressed, and we get sick, and we have just a very low energy source, and that just leads people to be very unhealthy and unhappy.
So you're saying that what happens to us when we don't feel sexy is that we suffer from emotional distress, such as depression, and physical distress too? Would you agree? Oh,
I certainly would agree. That area has a lot to do with the GY, the gynecologic organs, the bladder, digestion, elimination. So all of those things can actually be affected adversely when we stop that part of our being.
Now, you talked about the female anatomy. What about men? How does it affect men?
The same way. A lot of men who shut down that part of themselves develop prostate problems, sexual dysfunction, and elimination, digestion problems as well. And they lose their zest for life too. It's really the kind of the zest spot that gives us our curiosity and our drive to be inventive and excited about living.
Well, you know that I agree with you because we both worked on the project Sexy Sizes,
yes,
which is yin-yang yoga for intimacy, and it's about partner yoga. And as you know, I have my Loveology University where I train love coaches around the world, not only to give them confidence in their love lives, but to help others. I think it's so important for us to make feeling sexy a mainstream project, not just something that you can only do in the bedroom, because it is our second basic instinct after survival. And so I know that you've dedicated much of your life, like I have, to helping people find their inner and outer sexiness.
Yes, absolutely.
But what about people who are over 50? I mean, unfortunately, we're such a youth-orientated, place in America at least, that there are grandmothers out there who want to feel sexy too. So what advice do you have for both men and women who are in their senior years?
Well, first of all, I'm one of those grandmothers that wants to feel sexy.
Well, you know, look at Nancy, you look pretty awesome.
Well, thank you.
And young and fit and healthy and sexual and hot. So how can other people get to that feeling and look?
I think it's a lot about an attitude. I've never bought into the beliefs around aging, and I had a mother that did buy, and she was scared to death of getting older, and she didn't embrace the positives and then do the work to prevent the negatives. And that's really what I've devoted my adult life to doing, is to stay healthy and fit and active and curious and still learning. I don't believe that just because I'm a certain age that there's any rules. So I just define the rules as I go. And I think I encourage other people to do the same.
So you're saying think sexy and you'll feel sexy, but what's the minimum amount of exercise or lovemaking or self-pleasuring? What's the minimum amount of physical activity that people need to do to look and feel sexy?
That's always a great question, and it's a common question. I heard someone say once, only exercise on the days you eat.
That's very funny.
So I think, it's a process. It's a way of life. It isn't. There's no rule book. The more active you are, physically moving, dancing, playing, running, bicycling, swimming, whatever, yoga, whatever turns you on, do a little bit of that every day. And spend a little time breathing, and spend a little time meditating, and spend a lot of time laughing and getting curious about this life and other people and yourself. The more we do our inner work, the more fun the outer work is.
Yep, I totally agree. I mean, I think a body in motion and a mind in motion, stays happy and healthy, and it's just so important for us not to give up,
right,
and not to create a self-fulfilling prophecy by anticipating that we're going to lose interest in sex when we reach a certain age.
Right.
So that positive attitude that you recommend is right on too. Now, you said a little bit earlier that your mother had completely different notions about getting old than you do. So what advice would you give to your much younger self, if you could?
Well, I give advice to my daughters all the time, and so that can be my younger self too. And that is to not believe any of these stories that you're told, and to stay away from fashion magazines and the media that's trying to tell us that aging is a detriment to you, and that you have to go to far extents of the earth to prevent that, instead of doing the outer work of the mask. Do the inner work of the attitude, and then the outer work is unnecessary or minimal. So I would tell her just keep life fun.
Yes. So you are working on many other projects apart from speaking at CatalystCon. I know there's a project that you do consistently in Jamaica, and it's called the Exotic Lifestyle Retreat.
Yes.
So how does this fit in with your work that you're doing on, sexy having no expiration date?
All of my work seems to circle around sensuality and keeping people tapped into the senses. Oftentimes when we get too busy in life, we lose sight of what's happening in the body and what we're feeling. And so my retreats are a week out of your normal daily life, to be in an exotic location and to be able to test your own boundaries without rules and regulations to judge you or shame you. And it's a clothing optional resort. It's very sexy. You can dress as sexy as you want. You can really push yourself to find that inner sex goddess. My June retreat is primarily single women and the men who adore them. So a lot of single men come because we have a lot of single women coming. And they're women generally in their 30s to 50s who are rediscovering their sexuality after raising families or working or divorce or some big change in their life. And then I have a February event, which is all couples over Valentine's week, which helps couples reunite their sexy selves in a very sensual, erotic setting. And I teach all kinds of tricks of the trade to keep each other excited through the ages. And then I have
Can you share one trick of the trade?
Make sex dates.
Make sex dates?
Make sex dates with your partner.
So schedule sex into your itinerary. You have to.
Absolutely, because a lot of families are two working parents or adults. You're busy, you get distracted, life whisks us away. You fall into bed at 11 or 12 o'clock at night, you're both exhausted. That's not the time to start a playful interchange. So you want to schedule and plan a sex date at least once a week so that you know you can look forward to that, you can gear up, you can think about it during your day, it gets you excited, and then you come together and you make that really a fun, sexy date that you don't get to do with anybody else.
That's great advice. I think everybody's opening up their calendar right now.
Good idea.
So, where can people find out more about you and all your projects, where you're speaking, about your retreats, and how can they contact you?
Well, I have two avenues for people. People who want to be counseled or guided in their own curiosity or their own frustrations. They can go to Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce or drnsp.com. And then my other website is Exotic Lifestyle Club. And the Exotic Lifestyle Club is where all my events are, all the information, how to book them. I'm going to be teaching on 2 different cruises in the next 12 months, and those are all adults only, clothing optional, lifestyle friendly, very sexy cruises for adults that want to get away and really cut loose and find their naughty side.
I love that. Okay. So you have something for singles, you have something for couples, you have something for men and women, anybody that wants to learn how to be more sexy or just have sexy time.
Yes.
Should definitely check out Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce's website. It's drnsp.com.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Nancy, for sharing your expertise on intimacy and sex. It's not just sex, is it? It's everything. It's relationships, it's intimacy, it's so much more than just, a recreational sex, correct?
Right, absolutely. It's really, it's the relationship you have with yourself, and that then translates to how the relationship goes with other people. So as a yoga teacher and a yoga therapist, I work a lot with people on their self-talk and helping them find a positive, loving, sexy way to talk to themselves. Then it's easier to be sexy outside of that.
Yes, so thank you so much for teaching people how to find and maintain their sexy. Thank you so much, Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce.
Thank you, Dr.
Bye-bye.
Ava. Namaste.